when they're looking at a trans girl who passes really well, there's no other thing they can jump to.
Of like why someone would treat them badly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you are literally experiencing femininity.
Yeah.
Like you are being treated by the world as a woman. And the only thing that they can jump to be like, well, you don't have it as bad as me is the periods.
They jump to that.
Yeah, it is. It's like oppression Olympics when it's like, why? You don't know what it's like to be a trans woman just as much as we don't know what it's like to be a cis woman.
I've thought about the oppression Olympics thing and where that comes from like bigoted women. I think a lot of it comes from when you're a woman, you're not heard.
Yeah.
And when you've lived your whole life not being heard from a child, it's like a way of like trying to enforce people hearing out your problems by talking over people. It's like a weird trauma response.
Yeah, Nazis are pretty f***ing gay. It's the Gender Podcast. Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science. Science will solve all the problems. That's the trans agenda.
Trans people in science gonna save the day.
Solve the problems with us. With science. Science, bitch.
Science and my trans agenda. I'm gonna turn you trans.
Hello. And welcome.
Welcome to the Gender Yap Podcast.
Gender Yap Podcast. I'm a gender named Laura.
And I am a gender named Chloe.
We gotta come up with a little like catchy, I don't know, we'll figure it out.
I mean, we might as well start there.
Yeah, let's start with...
Obviously, the title of the show has changed.
Yes. I'm sure you guys have noticed in the last week, we've got, a completely different theme song with our new title.
I mean, it's not a completely different
theme song.
It's
not, but it says a different title in it.
It does say a different title. All of our social imagery has changed.
Yes, we're going through a little transitional
period. Just a little transition on the transitional trans podcast. Just a little, it's whatever. We were specifically taking a lot of criticism, I would say, maybe feedback, and it was specifically coming from like our target audience of people being like, I literally just refuse to listen to the show because of its name. And so we were like, even if this is like 10% of people or even like 5% of people, why would we do that?
Yeah.
So we came up with another title, and here we are. With the Gender Yap.
And if you don't like this name, I came up with this one, so you can send me the hate.
Yes, all hate.
I could take it.
All hate directed to Laura forever.
Yeah. It's fine. Hate on me, bitches.
Tell me what we're talking about today.
Today we are talking about a thing that I think a lot of transphobic and TERFy cis women don't understand about trans women.
Which is so many things.
Oh, there's so many things.
But a very specific element.
So something I feel like a lot of transphobic cis women and TERFs don't understand about trans women is that they are going through puberty when they first start transitioning. And we're gonna do an episode on the specific effects of HRT because I think there's just a lot of things just cis people in general don't understand about trans people and what they are going through when they first start transition. And I think a trans woman's excitement for like going through puberty and like growing tits, maybe doing girly shit like putting on makeup or like, even if it's not stuff like that, just anything that's girl related that they finally get to do or like girly things their body starts doing. Basically, I wanted to pick apart why I think cis women that are transphobic or TERFs, cis people in general that are transphobic, what, at least for me, triggered that when I used to be transphobic, and then how I healed from that over time, and the things I've learned along the way, the things I like realized and learned when I like met you and became best friends with you. I think a lot of like hateful people that are bigots, especially with the TERF shit, it comes from a really dark place of like, I've experienced something traumatic as a woman and then feeling anger, seeing other women find joy in it as adults.
We are going to go through Laura's theory on TERFs and explain, hopefully, to the TERFs who are probably not watching this, but if they ever did, if you sent them this, what it is exactly that they are missing about womanhood, femininity, trans people, transition, all of those types of things. But first, we think you should like and subscribe.
Yes, like, comment, subscribe,
Leave
hit
a
the bell.
comment. We love comments. We love reviews.
Yes.
Reviews on the podcast apps because we're an audio podcast as well. I know we usually mostly talk specifically to our video audience, but like
Yes.
there's the audio people.
Oh, there are, and they're
there.
diehards too.
Yeah.
They're
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
they're real ones.
They're all about it. You can follow our Patreon.
Yes.
We just put out an episode on the origins of patriarchy. I did a little bit of research into that and figured out sort of where it probably came from. And when you understand where it came from, you understand how much of modern society actually is patriarchy that you maybe never would have made that connection before. We talk about the potential existence of fourth dimensional beings. We do Get Ready With Me's, where Laura shares spicy ballet stories.
Yes, and I have lots of them, so.
So many. And we do Magic the Gathering games. We basically put something out every week on there, just like something. We got bloopies. It's a good time. There's a lot of people over there who seem pretty happy.
Yep.
They subscribed and then they never unsubscribed. So I think they're
Yep,
enjoying.
they're still hanging out.
They're enjoying what we're putting down.
If you're picking up what we're putting down.
If you like to pick things up that have been put down, obviously follow our Patreon.
come pick it up.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's perfect. Oh, shoot us an email, thegenderyap@gmail.com.
Did you already make the email?
I did, yeah.
God
Of
bless
course
you.
I fucking
was
did.
gonna ask you to do that today, and like I forgot. And right now, when you said that, I was like, we didn't change the email.
No.
Of course you have it.
I have been working behind the scenes tirelessly and diligently to make sure that everything is hunky-dory.
God bless you. Chloe's the more responsible one of the two of us, if you can't tell.
Look, there's no other evidence for that. They never would have known from every episode that we've done.
I
That's the
feel
case.
like I give off a vibe that
I
I'm
was being
always.
sarcastic.
Oh wow!
I'm so
I
sorry.
thought you were trying to make me
I'm
feel
sorry.
better.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I can't even be mad. You're not wrong. Anyways.
Like Chloe always shows up with like handwritten notes, and Laura's
Yeah.
like, "Wow, did you hear about?"
Literally. I'm like, all right, what are we talking about today?
I
Let's
saw a
go."
video today that has nothing to do with the episode, but I'm mad about it, so it's
Yeah.
going to impact the whole episode.
I'm gonna go on a 5-minute rant that has nothing to do with this.
I'm going to bring this up 7 times because I was so mad those women wanted to give away their right to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I didn't realize this was the roast of Laura today.
That's not. Look, if you wanted to do a roast, we could do a roast.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
not
roasting myself too.
I'm not
So.
trying to roast you, but I could come prepared.
It is kind of funny to roast me because it is kind of a character flaw that
If you're open, we could totally.
It's kind of funny.
We could definitely do a roast of each other on here at some point.
we should.
Yeah.
I'm so down.
So without further ado, let's start doing this episode. Break it down.
I used to be transphobic. You could argue that it was in TERF territory, but there weren't really conversations being had online about it. I don't know that I would have believed every TERF talking point, even at the time, if it was
Sure.
being pushed. Maybe to an extent, but not quite. But I was like borderline, like, I feel like if it was more of a movement the way it is now, I might have gotten sucked down that pipeline. I also feel like TERFs aren't usually like friends with trans people, and I did have a trans friend at the time who I was a terrible friend to. But I remember specifically with this friend, we're gonna call her Jessica. I always give her a random name every time I talk
I
about
think this is the 3rd time you've called her Jessica.
Is it?
I think so.
I think I called her like Angela or something on.
We're almost positive it was Jessica.
Well, she's Jessica today, so.
Great.
I remember I would kind of like look at her when she would like try certain things on and like kind of like get excited and just be like, you know what I mean? I would just kind of like side eye her.
What are you
like,
getting
what-
excited for? What's
Yeah.
the big deal?
Yeah.
I wear that shit all the time.
Yeah. And like, it's, you also just learn through like being a woman over time, like the like joy of it gets beaten out of you. Like, not like physically sometimes, you know, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you just kind of lose it over time because like when a trans woman's excited to wear a dress for the first time, you're like, because I know for me especially to this day I'm not a big dress kind of girl, but I associate wearing like skirts and dresses with like men are gonna catcall you and sexualize you and try to like assault you.
Yeah.
Or you just get looked at as like this weak, like femme dumb thing when you like present to femme. Like I know for me, just seeing Jessica do that, it would kind of trigger something in me where I'd just be like, why are you excited to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Also, women in general are not supposed to have any masculine features.
Right.
Our values are entirely based in the way we look. And the like ultimate like feminine beauty is you want to look small and petite and cute and white and little tiny, you know, so
weak and somehow still nurturing.
yeah, little round faces
Yeah.
and dumb, but also take care of everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like because baby trans girls, especially if they've like gone through a testosterone puberty and like have a lot of things that like hormones haven't undone, because they're also being perceived as masculine or sometimes just like a guy in a dress, depending on how early they are in it. You kind of look at it, it's like a disgust thing. And it comes from a place of how people look at us as cis women when we're kids with disgust. If you're like not, if you're too masculine, now like none of the boys are going to want you because like, ooh, you're too tall, you're, you know, your shoulders are too broad, whatever it is.
Right.
It's judgment that we have gotten as girls and as women. And so to see somebody who was given the privilege of male privilege and to go, no, that's not me, that's not genuine, I'm not going to live that life, it really triggers something in us.
Sigmund Freud would call that penis envy.
Penis envy. I've heard that and I don't know what it means. I know it's a magic mushroom strain.
Oh, no, it's one of Freud's theories on like women specifically.
What is it?
It's specifically the idea that all women are jealous of all men and want to be more like men and want to have penises.
I mean, I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Freud also is developing his theories of psychology in a patriarchy, where
Yeah.
like he is meeting women who don't have
Yeah.
the right to vote, don't have any rights. These is
Yeah.
like the late 1800s, early 1900s. Like he's meeting women who are like, yeah, I wish people would treat me more like men, and he's like,
Yeah.
it's because you want to have a dick. And it's like,
yeah, it's like,
no, I just want
no.
people to see me
Yeah.
as a person. And he's like, well, clearly you're hysterical, and now I'm going to put you on a medication that allows me to fuck you. So, because he was not a great
Because
person.
he was a creepy piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do want to comment off of that though. I do think there's some truth to that outside of like the like patriarchal shit
Even outside of?
Not that like
Are
cis
we just
women,
talking about trans guys, or you're talking about?
no, I'm saying
general?
I'm not saying that cis women want to have penises, but I think they're I know for me, I've had that phase before of like looking at trans women like, I envy you because you don't have a period and a uterus.
Sure.
And I know that's a big talking point with a lot of TERFs. And I get the feeling, but they're directing their anger in the wrong direction because realistically, having a uterus and a period is not supposed to be this like painful and
Right.
like filled with suffering the way it is. It's where like uteruses are understudied to a degree that like our periods are just like torturing us every month.
Blame
and
the
like
men who've refused to let medical science evolve to a point where like you don't have to suffer.
yeah.
Like if they can invent 75 million dick pills and they can't figure out how to make a period less painful, the issue is not
Yeah.
with trans people. I also am glad I don't have to have a period. They sound horrible,
Yeah.
especially in the modern day,
yeah.
which does in fact have to do with patriarchy.
Yeah, and so I'll hear a lot of TERFs like comment on that, and I'm like, I get it because I felt that way before too, where I'm like, like I would feel almost a resentment when I would hear like trans women talk about certain issues that they had. It took me a while to just accept like it is okay to admit that somebody like suffers more under capitalism and this hierarchy than I do. Just because they might have some things that aren't so bad, it doesn't. This is the thing too. Trans women experience reproductive like discrimination and like health discrimination. Like
Absolutely.
you know? So it's like such a weird thing that people try to like compare, but you hear a lot of TERFs bring it up. This is the thing too. Trans men also experience that same suffering plus the transphobia. Imagine looking like a grown man going to a doctor like to get like a gynecology appointment done. Like You know what I mean? It's an entire fucking thing.
I like cried the other day. Somebody posted a story. They like bumped into this like sad looking man who was clearly homeless, like at the beach.
Oh, yeah.
You saw that
He
same
was
one.
like a homeless trans boy. I guess he was like 17.
Yeah.
That made me cry. I'm
Yeah.
not even, I was
Yeah.
like listening to it in my bathroom getting ready and I cried.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm literally doing my makeup right
'Cause,
now.
like,
I can't be
Because
crying.
the girl who was telling the story, like, I didn't know he was trans. Like, trans dudes usually pass pretty well.
Yeah.
And then was like, hey, do you need any help? And the guy was like, no, I'm okay. And then, like, a little time passed and he was like, actually, yeah, can I, like, get a tampon? Like,
Yeah. And like imagine it's already embarrassing to ask strangers for tampons. Like for a lot of women, I don't give a shit. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll like ask the most like conservative looking dude if his like bitch has a fucking tampon. I don't care. But like there is a shame that I used to feel when I was younger around my period. You feel embarrassed of it and it's something your body is naturally doing. Now imagine like you have to go ask someone for a tampon and you look like a dude. Even if that guy didn't pass all the way, if you got facial hair growing out of your face and you're kind of in that in-between thing, people are going to look at you sideways because periods are demonized, but also you don't look like the kind of person most people think of when
Yeah.
someone's asking for a tampon. Like,
Yep.
that's horrifying. And then if that guy asked the wrong person, they might try to harm him.
Mm-hmm.
I do think a lot of cis women kind of have this envy of like, I feel like especially for trans women that pass really well and then speak about their like problems with transphobia and trans
Yeah.
misogyny, they kind of get this like, well, you don't have to deal with a fucking period. That's like what they jump to because they have so much pain around it.
Because also, like, when they're looking at a trans girl who passes really well, there's no other thing they can jump to.
Of like why someone would treat them badly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you are literally experiencing femininity.
Yeah.
Like, you are being treated by the world as a woman. Men are trying to fuck you every second of every day. People look down on you. People probably don't hire like, and the only thing that they can jump to be like, well, you don't have it as bad as me is the periods.
They jump to that.
Yeah. It is. It's like oppression Olympics.
It
Where
is.
it's like, I need to have it worse than you.
Yeah.
When it's like, why? You probably do, but like maybe you don't. You don't know what it's like to be a trans woman just as much as we don't know what it's like to be a cis woman.
I've thought about the oppression Olympics thing and where that comes from like bigoted women, because I've had those thoughts before too, where I'm like, no, you don't have it as bad as me. You couldn't have. Like, I think a lot of it comes from when you're a woman, you're not heard.
Yeah.
And when you've lived your whole life not being heard from a child, it's like a way of like trying to enforce people hearing out your problems by talking over people. It's like a weird trauma response.
I mean, from a purely emotional standpoint, it's their feelings of being unheard have not been validated and the problem persists.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're going to claim that you have it bad and people are going to acknowledge your feelings when my feelings are going completely unacknowledged by everyone,
Yeah.
it's like an internal, like, I must lash out at you then
Yeah.
because people are like sympathizing with you and I'm over here suffering and no one's sympathizing with me.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have no community? Why do I have no support? Why do I feel so alone when you have this beautiful thing that I don't feel like you deserve?
Yeah. That's the thing too. I have noticed when trans women try to talk about like suffering they've experienced, a lot of transphobic cis women will kind of jump to the like, oh, well, like you're not like dealing with the same violence. And it's like, if you look at stats, yes, they are, and at higher rates.
Yeah. It's a smaller number.
Yeah,
you know,
because there's not
because
nearly as many
there's
trans
way
people.
less of us.
Yeah.
People love to just compare the numbers. Like, be like, look. And it's like, well, yeah, of course the cis women violence number is bigger. There's 99% more of them.
Yeah, literally.
us.
Yeah. And it's also just like, I wish more people would try their best to heal their trauma. Therapy's expensive. I need to go back to therapy, but there are
It's a
other
healthy thing to do.
there are other ways to heal your trauma. But if you're meeting up with other bigoted people and bitching about groups of people that are not
You're
harming
definitely
you,
not healing.
you're not healing. And
You're living in the trauma.
Yes.
You're making it your identity.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. I feel like I identified my womanhood for a long time. Like, I would say the first, like, 23 years of my life, I identified womanhood with pain and suffering.
Then that's terrible.
Yeah, and it's sad because, like, it took me a while to, like, identify, like, I got to a neutral place with it.
Yeah.
I eventually got to a place where I found the joy in it again. Honestly, a big thing that helped me find the joy in womanhood again was stripping, surprisingly.
Oh.
Because you have to perform hyper femme, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm not like hyper femme personality wise, but like, because I was like pretty mask presenting when I first started dancing. I was in the middle of growing my hair out already, but like I started buying extensions. And then when I started making money, I started getting my nails done long and sparkly and shit. And like putting outfits together, learning how to dress to go to work to look your best. Like it kind of like brought back that joy for me. Meeting you too also brought back a lot of like joyful things, like innocent joyful things from like childhood, you know, and we'll get into that later. I'm gonna stay
Okay,
on task
great.
today. I can do it.
Phenomenal.
There's not like one like set path I could tell somebody to go on to like heal their trauma with like misogyny, but like I know focusing on it and trying to heal some of that damage and remember the joyful moments is so important, because all these bitches are doing is harming other women, and that's eventually going to come back onto them, and they don't see that.
The other thing, and I just had this thought just now while you were talking, but you know, if these women are viewing like, you know, the first so much of my life was suffering, like my womanhood was suffering, like it's not the same thing, and I'm not trying to make a comparison, but most trans women experience with that same time of life is also suffering.
Yes, and that's the thing
For different reasons.
Yeah.
But like if you look at your body and it is the wrong body, if it's not what you want it to be, it doesn't look like
It's
you.
the opposite of what you want it to be.
Yeah, everything about it is wrong. Like that is suffering.
Yeah. I feel like I say this on my TikToks a lot, where I'm like, imagine you woke up in like a grown man's body if you're a cis woman, and vice versa if you're a cis man. How would it make you feel?
It's a horror movie.
Yeah, unless you're trans and you're a
and then
transphobic trans person that's an egg and
Yeah.
you haven't cracked yet. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. But yeah, I bring those points up because I don't think people know how to put themselves in other people's shoes sometimes. And I even think the idea of like waking up in the opposite gender's body, I feel like even that is hard to like wrap your head around as a cis person, because dysphoria is like a mental distress. I know it's not technically a hormone imbalance to have gender dysphoria, but
having a hormone imbalance will cause gender dysphoria.
yeah.
It's not necessarily the only thing that causes it, but it certainly would cause it.
I had a non-binary person argue, like not argue like aggressively, but they
Right.
were like, well, it's technically not a hormone imbalance, because if you're like assigned female at birth, for example, and you have gender dysphoria, if they check your blood and everything, like your hormone levels are perfect for what you were assigned at birth.
That's not even true, though. Like, that's only true assuming everyone assigned male and everyone assigned female all has the same hormones.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
Yeah.
There's an infinite possible number of combinations of hormone balances in our bodies. Like, and everyone's different. Like, intersex exists. Like, all the, like,
Yeah.
that person's assuming everyone assigned female has the same hormone levels.
Yeah.
Like, if you choose two random girls right now and check their hormones, I promise you they're different.
They were mostly arguing that like modern medicine, that's what they argue. Like if you look it up, if you Googled it right now, like is gender dysphoria a hormone imbalance, it'll say no.
Well, yeah, no, gender dysphoria isn't a hormone imbalance.
Yeah.
Gender dysphoria can be caused by a
hormone imbalance for sure.
Yeah, but it's not like they're not the same thing.
Yeah, no.
Is that all the person was arguing?
Oh, it's so hard because I'm going over a comment section conversation I had.
99% of the time, I just assume someone in the comments is a bot.
No, they were a real person.
99%, I just assume. If somebody says something that like does not make sense to me or is just like wrong, I'm like, okay, you're a bot.
If I went through the whole conversation we had, it would make sense, but I'm not going to do that because it was
fair
you know.
enough. That's fair.
And it was a very respectful conversation.
I believe you.
We came to a middle ground towards the end of it because I was like, I'm not saying it's on paper like medically considered a hormone imbalance.
Right.
But if you think of it like you're craving the opposite hormones that your body is producing if
Yeah.
you're a binary trans person. But there was a point being made before I went on that tangent. Oh yeah, I think it is very hard for cis people to wrap their head around what trans people are going through. I think it's a very misunderstood thing, and that's by design through propaganda.
I would argue that before I knew I was trans, was equally confused about what trans people were experiencing.
Yeah.
I was experiencing it, and I would have been like, yeah, I don't get it at all. I don't know. But like, they have a right to exist.
Yeah. It's kind of like if you and I tried to imagine what childbirth would feel like. I imagine it's horrible from what I've been told.
Seems bad.
I don't think
Yeah.
I could even begin to fathom the pain.
Nope.
I've been told like some of the like period cramps I have where I'm like hyperventilating and almost pass out and feel like I'm gonna die. People have been like, those are like very small contractions at the beginning of childbirth. And I'm like, that is fucking awful.
That's probably true.
That is bad enough for me. I cannot
I mean,
fathom.
just imagine like dilating to 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
Like
Imagine shoving a watermelon out of your butthole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine that.
yeah.
I can't imagine what that's like.
'Cause the birth canal literally, like the size it is now, grows to 10 centimeters.
It's crazy.
And then the
Shoves
baby
a
still
head.
doesn't fit. The
Yeah.
baby still doesn't fit through the hole.
It's
not big
crazy.
enough.
Yeah.
It's not a big enough hole for the baby. That's insane.
It's also partially the way we do childbirth because they make women lie on their backs. Apparently, back in the day, that wasn't a thing. You'd give birth standing up. It's supposed to be less painful that way.
is
So
correct.
it's partially because men
Yeah.
suck. But
It was indeed a man's idea because it was easier for him to stand in front of a bed than to squat down on the floor.
yeah. But yeah, I think people have a hard time putting themselves in other people's shoes. I think that's true of any demographic
Yeah.
that struggles under capitalism and the hierarchy system that we have.
We're not supposed to put ourselves in other people's shoes.
Yeah, it's designed
That's
to,
why the right started pushing this like curse of empathy bullshit, you know? Like don't fucking put yourself in other people's shoes. You're not supposed to
Yeah.
know what they're experiencing because
Yeah.
then you'll want to fight for them.
Yep. So back to the cis women doing the oppression Olympics. I also think there are definitely like, for example, I have met cis het white men.
I've met a cis white het.
I was trying to get the words in order. God damn it.
That sounds like a restaurant. Come on down to Cis White Het.
Cis White Het Grill.
It's like there's a spot in Glendale called the Great White Hut.
It's just like a piece of Wonder Bread and mayonnaise and a bologna.
The Cis White Het. The worst restaurant you've ever heard
Some
of.
douchey kid named Brad takes you on a date there and just talks about his dad's hedge fund the whole time.
Yeah.
And then asks you to split the bill 50-50.
Yeah, and it's the blandest, most unseasoned food you've
Yeah.
ever had in your life.
And when you say you don't want to go on a date with him anymore, he goes, "But I'm 6'2".
But I'm a Cis White Het.
Yeah. Cis White Het Grill.
No.
Come on down.
My dad is the owner.
I really want to have a business where I make corny old school style ads like that for small businesses.
Okay.
I want to do that so bad someday. Anyways, so I have met cis het white men that, based on the system in play, they are more privileged than anybody.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no arguing that.
Unfortunately, I've met those men too.
Yeah, but I have met individual cishet white men that I would argue have had horrendous trauma that have nothing to do with them being cishet white guys, but like it's so bad that I would say that their life has been worse than mine.
Yeah, no, I
You
mean,
know?
yes, no, I think the privilege conversation, like people get really too caught up in the like, if you are white, then you must have this experience.
Your
like,
life must be better than
Yeah.
people, and it's like that's not what we're
it's
saying.
like, and it's like on the whole, that is true, and also the only thing that white privilege. I mean, it means a lot of things. I'm not going to break down all of white privilege right now, but like what white privilege means is that being white has never been part of your struggle. right?
Yeah, being a man has never been part of your struggle.
It doesn't mean you didn't struggle.
Yeah.
It means that that's not why.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people that are bigoted, they hear those conversations. I think that's something we should do on the left, actually, is specify that more often, because I think people hear like leftist content and go, oh, well, you're saying I've never struggled because I'm this, that, and the third. And it turns a lot of people off to like what we're trying to get across.
Yeah, because they can't hear past it.
Yeah. And I'm guilty of this. Like, I've made videos being like, fuck dudes and blah, blah, blah. And like, you know, like, I have my moments, but like people on the left, especially marginalized people, tend to have a lot of like trauma from their life existence under this system. So like, and I'm guilty of it. Like, I've spoken from places of anger and unresolved trauma many of times.
What? I've never experienced
I know, I would
this
just never do that.
ever before.
I'm not angry at all. Never been angry in my life.
No, about what?
It's not like I need to go back to therapy about my rage problem. But yeah, I think people hear somebody else talk about their struggle and then they'll point out like, you have a privilege over me, and they'll go, oh, you're saying I've not had it as bad or maybe worse than you.
Right.
And it's like, that's not what we're saying. And I don't think we specify it enough. Because I have also met very TERFy women where like, there are definitely trans women that have had it just as bad as them, but they have had it much worse than a lot of like more privileged trans women. So like they won't fucking hear it. And it's like, I think we forget to come out of the like, you know, structured conversations about like the hierarchy and like privilege and talk about people as people and their individual experiences, because a lot of people in general just don't feel heard. But I used to go to that place where I'd be like, you know, like I would hear people talk about like whatever struggles they have, because this is the thing, all trauma, even the like cis het white guy that has some trauma, it's also directly related to the system we have in place. Like I knew a cis het white guy who was being raped from the ages of 3 to 8 years old.
Yeah.
And then got hooked on drugs. And like I've met cis white guys that are being beat and sex trafficked as a child and living in poverty. You know, that's directly related to capitalism and patriarchy and just everything. It all plays a role. And I feel like we forget to have those conversations sometimes. Yeah. It becomes a problem when those people try to talk over other people when they're talking about their things, you know, and go, nope, because I have this thing and fuck you. And like you know, but I feel like on our end of it, we have to like learn how to invite their conversations around their trauma in certain places where it fits and it's time for them to talk, because we all have shit we have to heal from for the most part.
So this conversation goes on for another hour, but we didn't want to put out a 90-minute episode. So the rest of this episode is going to come out next week. Come back to hear the story of how Laura meeting me helped open her eyes to becoming an even stronger ally, the joys of female friendship, my own personal journey of finally exploring my womanhood despite being terrified to do so, the ways that cis women uphold patriarchy when it comes to trans women, the sexualization of femininity, and the cultural pushback against Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, that's about it. We'll see you next Wednesday.
We're covering a whole bunch of stuff, so you do not want to miss it. For now, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, follow our Patreon, send us an email at thegenderyap@gmail.com.
We love emails.
We do love emails. And thank you so much for listening, and we will see you on Sunday with part 2 of our HRT Changes You Might Not Know About episode, and Wednesday for part 2 of this conversation.
Yay!
We love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science.